Hey guys, it's Jim, welcome back to the channel, and in the last video we talked about Definitely Maybe. We ranked that album because obviously Oasis are back and everyone is on cloud nine, at least those who got tickets. The ones who didn't are just like me, sat here ranking the Oasis albums, being sad. I'm almost over it. Almost. This might end up being different to a video I done a while back where I talked about the best song on every Oasis album. I think that's changed from this listen of What's the Story in Morning Glory. There's just pure quality throughout this album, so the number one can always change, but this is how I feel at the moment. So let me know your ranking of What's the Story in the comments below, and let's get right into it. Number 10 is Hey Now. I actually like every song on What's the Story in Morning Glory. This is why these rankings are actually a little bit pointless, because Definitely Maybe I love every song. What's the Story, I love every song. Hey Now is at the bottom. Now, it's not because it's a bad song. I actually have grown a lot more appreciation of Hey Now over the years. I do like the kind of relaxed tone as compared to every other song on the album. I do think it's a pretty solid little song. But I took a walk with my fame down memory lane and never could find my way back. I actually think it's just a stunning lyric. So there is some good little lyrics on this, good little lines here and there. I do like Liam, how he sounds quite hypnotising when he says hey now, hey now. I like that. I just think it's decent, you know, but it just doesn't reach the pinnacles of this album, because this album is just full of melody after melody after melody. With What's the Story, they kind of took the rockiness of Definitely Maybe, but took it away from just that youth culture and made an album for everyone. What's the Story in Morning Glory is for everyone. Number 9 is Roll With It. Yes, Noel has compared it to Status Quo, but, you know, as Status Quo goes, I guess it's a good Status Quo song. It's a good meat and potatoes rock and roll song, but obviously it pales in comparison to everything else on the album. I actually think the verses and the vocal melodies are actually a lot more interesting than the chorus. I do like how Liam sings, I know the road on which your life will drive. I like those little bits of interesting vocal melody. Liam's vocal is very good here. The chorus is a little bit boring for a rock song, but I like how when they play it live, Liam really beefs it up and makes it a lot more aggressive and in your face. But I do like how Roll With It is a real moment in time song. Whenever you hear Roll With It, you think of Britain at that time. All those images wash over you and you remember. Because I was young growing up here, but I know how different Britain was, and Roll With It conjures up that imagery of such a different era, that cool Britannia era. Number 8 is She's Electric, which I think is a really pleasant song. It's always a song when I haven't heard it in a while, it perks me up. I love how whenever it plays at events you're at or things like that, because it's used at a lot of events, you know, weddings and wherever it is, played at pubs, it always puts a smile on my face. It's just a jolly little song. I feel like this was their last song about growing up, about being young, you know, talking about having girlfriends, fancying mothers, talking about families and meeting people, and just that kind of innocence. Oasis never really did this again, you know. She's Electric really was the last of its kind. It's one of the only songs on this album that feels really, really youthful. It's kind of from that Definitely Maybe pot of kind of youthfulness and cheeky chappy. You know, that is kind of the only one on this album. It's kind of the last time that Oasis were young, I guess. I guess you could say Stay Young, but it didn't really get put on any album. Maybe it should have been on Be Here Now as just the last hurrah of being young. But this really does conjure up that imagery of just the innocence and the mischievousness of being a teenager. Let's be honest, Liam's high note on that chorus is pretty darn perfect. It's one of the best times he ever hit a high note. I'm in shock when I hear it. And the folky instrumental is just charming. The whole song's pretty charming and you can't really hate it. Even though I'm placing this low, this song has stood the test of time. Like, even some of Oasis' less good songs still stand the test of time and people still listen to them and still talk about them. It's not like just, oh, this is a decent song, I'm placing it low. I think it's a decent song, but lots of people think this is an iconic song. She's Electric. Oasis really did just break down barriers for people, and even their most normal songs blow people's minds. Next up is the arrogant and in-your-face Hello. When they sing that at these Oasis reunion shows, that first night is just going to be like Euphoria. I guarantee they'll open with this, because they always do. They might not, but who knows. But this is just the perfect opener for Oasis. And what I love about this song is it kind of has the in-your-face rockiness of Definitely Maybe, the bravado of it, but it also has kind of a tragic melancholy to it, which they were introducing in to What's the Story when they were kind of breaking down barriers and just getting in touch with everyone. Like, it's rocky, it's stompy, but it also has lyrics such as "The years are falling by like the rain, it's never going to be the same." Liam delivers that quite melancholy, quite yearning, quite broken. Certain bittersweet feeling to this crazy in-your-face, glammy rock song. Liam literally sounds fantastic. That imposing delivery of "I don't feel as if I know you, you take up all my time." It's just inescapable as a vocal melody, as a delivery by Liam. Immediately hooked from then on. I feel like Hello was one of the most striking songs that Oasis ever did, and it still has, just, you know, because it is that introductory, it's Hello, so every time they play it to introduce their new gigs, it brings back the jubilation of hearing it for the first time. And when they play this, I tell you, it's going to blow the socks off that building. Number 6, just outside the top 5, is Wonderwall. Now, I've talked about Wonderwall lots of times, where I actually think Oasis have done better love songs. I think Noel Gallagher's done better love songs. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I think If I Had a Gun is way better than Wonderwall. And I think if Oasis had done If I Had a Gun, they would have gone into their next renaissance, and they would have been massively popular again, because I think it's that good. If I Had a Gun, I think it's a masterpiece. So over the years I've been like, there's better stuff that Oasis have done, there is better stuff. But when you just sit down and listen to Wonderwall, you just press play, forget the bias, forget it's overplayed, forget, you know, all the craziness around it, how it's lost all of its innocence, really, because it's just been taken over by everyone. Everyone has just corrupted Wonderwall. It's still a fantastic, charming song. That opening guitar, nothing special about it, but it hits you right in the feels straight away. And Liam proved that he could do the kind of reserved, laid-back, reflective style. You know, he didn't really do it on Definitely Maybe. Here he does. He does it on multiple songs, where he opens up his repertoire and becomes more vulnerable on a song and more laid back, and he nails it. You know, that shift into All the Roads We Have to Walk are Winding and all of that is iconic in music, isn't it? It's stunning. It's been covered 1 billion times, been sung 1 billion times by Liam, but it still has that power. These songs are timeless. Wonderwall is timeless, despite how overplayed it is. It's still a staggering vocal melody. It's still a song which really captures how you feel about your partner. No matter what I feel like, that they have done better, Noel's done better, there's been better love songs. I think Slide Away is a better love song. It still really does get you in the feels, and it united the country. Like, how many people would have played this at their wedding, would have played this at so many things. There are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how. What band did this? Like, this is the thing about people who say that Oasis were overrated. Well, what other band could have penetrated this much into people's psyche? Oasis did it. Like, I've seen a lot of hatred towards Oasis since they came back, and the ticket price thing, don't ask me about it. But I've heard a lot of people hate them as a band, but I'm like, come on guys, point to another band who did what they did. Point to them. Blur never did this. Stereophonics never did this. All the Britpop bands never did this. They never released something that... This is just one song. Think how many Oasis songs did break through. I get so annoyed by people who say Oasis are overrated. I really do. So we're into the top 5 on What's the Story Morning Glory. Let me know your ranking in the comments. Let me know your top 5. Let me know what you think of my list. But it is, some might say, coming in at number 5. I think much like Hello, this kind of captures the dirty rockiness of Definitely Maybe, but really injects it into this regular person understanding, really British, you know, family, regular interactions type vibe. Some might say that we should never ponder. Some might say they don't believe in heaven. Some might say you get what you've been given. Like, that really sinks into people's hearts, because it's about that pondering, and Oasis kind of introduced pondering, with some might say, and they did it for the rest of their career, really, with stuff like Little by Little. Importance of Being Idle, and just songs where they just asked questions and you know, about the human condition. They really did it. They took themselves from just a, you know, in-your-face rock band into a band actually were quite thought-provoking. When Liam delivers Some Might Say We Might Find a Brighter Day, it's joyful. It's one of the most joyful moments in 90s music. Some might say we will find a brighter day. It never gets old when I hear him go into that, and it cheers me up every time. Number 4 is Morning Glory. The cinematic opening on this song still blows me away. Like, you press play on this and that starts up and it still gives me chills. Is the riff REM the one I love? Yes. But is it beefed up? Is it more chunky than REM One I Love? Is it more epic and grand and rocky? Yes, and I prefer it for that. When Liam comes in with All Your Dreams Are Made, that just pierces through your soul. That's one of his best deliveries ever. Ever, ever. Full stop. All your dreams are made when you change to the mirror and the razor blade. When they play this on the first night, their first show of their reunion, and that comes in, it might be one of the best moments, the most euphoric moments in Oasis history. And What's the Story Morning Glory is one of the most genius phrases ever created. Like, it means nothing. It's nonsense. But when it's sung, when Liam belts it out, it means everything to everyone in the crowd. And Liam's vocal is stunning. This might be his best vocal on the album because it's just the pinnacle of what he's capable of. Like, he proves you know, I don't believe other frontmen could have done this song. I think the way he does it couldn't be topped. This is a moment in time vocal. And a lot of these songs didn't have a second verse, and it blows me away. You know, Noel Gallagher's talked about this. They didn't have a second verse, and you'd think that would take away the enduring ability of the album, but it doesn't, because the verses are so strong. When you hear them come in again, you're just singing along again. Enjoy. You don't need a second verse. That's crazy. Number 3, they're kind of interchangeable at this point. I feel like my favourite on the album has actually changed from the video I done a while back, but this one is Champagne Supernova. It's another time where Liam showed he could be just as tender as Noel and gentle on a song. That vocal delivery is so memorable because that How Many Special People Change is delicate. The way he delivers it's great. But I love how this song is like relaxing and, you know, you feel like you're drifting to it. You know, it can mean anything to anyone, this song, and I feel like Oasis captured a lot of what the Beatles done with their psychedelic songs, where they can just mean anything. How many special people change? How many lives are living strange? Where were you while we were getting high? The tone of it and the little phrases and the little flights of fancy can take you anywhere. It's crazy how a psychedelic song like this became so universal. Imagine a band coming out of a psychedelic song today and it being this universal, this popular, this unifying, this beloved. It cannot happen. I wouldn't even say it would not happen. It cannot happen. This is so unique that this happened. And, you know, I'm so thankful for this time because something changed in music where we can't have this anymore. And I don't know what. Well, lots of different things obviously happened, but I'm so glad that this happened. That we all got behind a psychedelic song that's still remembered to this day when it would never happen today. Number 2, possibly the most underrated song in Oasis history, it is Cast No Shadow. I think I had this as number 1 in my video a while back, but it kind of shifts between what I have at number 1. We all know what that song is. But this is just a stunning piece of work. This is incredible stuff. This comes from such a genuine, honest, human place. It's so evocative. And it's so real and it's so believable. It's written about Richard Ashcroft from The Verve, but it also sounds like The Verve. Like, it sounds like their kind of ethereal, strange sound on it as well. And I feel like this is the first time that Oasis wrote a song that you just sat in silence. And every time you hear it, you have to sit in silence and just let it wash over you. Bound with all the weight of all the words he tried to say. it showed that Oasis were willing to experiment. They were going into the kind of more experimental, mysterious sounds on this, the yearning, the pondering atmosphere. It was very different to Definitely Maybe songs. A certain depth to it that Oasis hadn't explored before. As He Faced the Sun, He Cast No Shadow, Liam and Noel delivering that in tandem, and whenever Noel is backing up Liam on this song with that kind of sorrowful delivery, it's perfect, it's fantastic. Bound with all the weight of all the words he tried to say, chained to all the places that he never wished to stay. That is an immortal line. That is just stunning. That is thought-provoking. That is well done. Anyone who says that Noel Gallagher doesn't write good lyrics is they don't listen to this song. They listen to the singles. It's like it goes in places of real philosophical speculation, but it does it not in a pretentious way. It feels like it's honest from the heart, and it feels like a statement that can come from the regular person, but it feels like more delving into your soul lyrics from the regular person. And it doesn't have a second verse. It doesn't have a second verse, but it washes over you. Lots of songs on What's the Story wash over you because you were like, wow, Oasis are capable of a lot. They're capable of a lot of introspection and different styles and vibes. And number one, I don't even need to say it. I don't even need to tell you, but I will. Don't Look Back in Anger.
Slip inside the eye of your mind. Don't you know you might find a better place to play?
It's another one like Wonderwall where you just have to sit back and take away from the fact that it's been overplayed and all this and that. When you press play on Don't Look Back in Anger, it is a time capsule back to a period of classic British music. This song is an absolute masterpiece. I feel like it's indisputably the best song on the album because Noel Gallagher somehow outdoes Liam's crazy vocals elsewhere on this album. Noel Gallagher outdoes them. He shows that he's capable of doing it. For that alone, surely it's the best because that's an incredible, stunning feat that you would never predict. It sounds like Noel Gallagher staking his claim, this song. It really does. It just wakes you up and you're just blown away because you don't expect this to come. It doesn't need to be on this album, you know, like you could just have all the Liam songs, and Cast No Shadow is pretty thought-provoking. But then Noel's like, no, I've got this as well. I've got my vocal on this. It's going to take Oasis even further with my vocal. This song changed everything for everyone. Simple as that. You could literally mark time before Don't Look Back in Anger in Britain. Things changed after this song. Now this song is used after disasters, after terrible events. This song is sung. Words by politicians don't mean anything. This song unites people. I could be in a crowd at an Oasis gig and Don't Look Back in Anger, they're playing it. I could have the most opposite views ever to the person next to me politically or whatever it is, and the walls are broken down because of this song, because we understand it, both of us. It literally seeps into both of our souls. It's one of the most unifying, understandable songs ever. Everyone becomes best friends when this song is played. Her soul slides away, but Don't Look Back in Anger, I heard you say, is Noel's best sung line ever. Because every time I hear that line, it gives me chills, it fills me with melancholy, it fills me with happiness, all the feels from that line. He delivers that line in an incredible way. It's one of the best lines he ever put to recording, that little part of the song. No one can be unhappy listening to that. Like, they can have a tear in their eye, they can feel melancholy, but don't look back in anger. What a line that is. To always move forward, to not look back with regret. You can be melancholy, you can have a certain bittersweet feeling, but Don't Look Back in Anger is life-affirming, just like Oasis have always been life-affirming. But they can tap into melancholy as well, and Don't Look Back in Anger is the best of both worlds for that. If you're going to see Oasis, lucky bastards, what song from What's the Story Morning Glory are you most looking forward to seeing them play? Thanks for watching, everyone. Please subscribe. Please click on my other Oasis rankings on the screen now, and I will see you guys in the next video.